In sad news,
No!
teen girl shot by stepdad while trying to sneak back into her house.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
the dad did it on purpose? Like,
No, it doesn't sound like
okay.
it. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it.
He thought she was like a burglar.
oh,
yeah.
damn.
So here's how it went. After a night out, an unidentified 14-year-old in Colorado Springs tried to sneak back into her house. Officers say that around 6 a.m. in the morning, the dad called the police to report a burglary. When the officers got to the scene, they found the daughter in the basement with a gun wound to the chest.
Shit.
The stepfather thought she was a burglar and accidentally shot her.
Oh, man.
So they rushed her to the hospital where she was later pronounced dead.
How does the dad feel?
Any
Probably
statements?
devastated.
In his mind, he's doing the right thing. I'm gonna protect my family. My daughter's sleeping in her bed, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
Why was she in the basement though? Is that like?
She probably brought her there afterwards or something. I don't know.
I was asking the source.
Oh, okay. I'm the speculator. So.
It doesn't specifically state here, but I'm just assuming that she just probably tried to sneak into the basement first.
Yeah, because architecture-wise, I don't know if in Colorado the basements they're exposed a little with windows on the bottom like this. So
Yeah.
It's like those movies where the basement has like that little.
Light.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or that.
oh, that one.
Wait, what is a 14-year-old girl doing though, sneaking back into the house?
She was probably partying and drinking and shit.
14 to 16.
Well, I mean,
14.
maybe that's like a lesson in like you should just be truthful with your parents.
Yeah.
You should be straight up.
No, you should just be straight
You
up.
can't be sometimes.
What do you mean?
You can't be.
Or you get blasted.
Yeah, exactly. She
That's
died.
true. That's true.
But like, if her parents were just more accepting of the fact that like 14-year-olds do this, then it's fine, you know? Because when I was like 13, 14, I'd be like, hey mom, I'm gonna be back at like 3 a.m. And then I just,
Yeah. Me too.
Shit, not me. At 14, I was like, hey mom, I'm gonna go to my friend's house at like 3 in the afternoon and I'm gonna watch a movie and then I'm gonna come right back. She's like, no. I'm like, fuck.
But I mean, like, what if your mom was like very suspicious of you? What if she?
She's always suspicious of me. That's why I couldn't do shit.
That's what my mom, my little sister.
That's why I always lied to my mom. Like I would always do shit behind her back because every time I try to be up front,
because that's this girl.
that could have happened to me. So parents out there, don't do that shit to your kids.
Yeah, just trust them.
Don't be
Like,
too strict.
Seriously, I went out, like, I was freaking crazy. Like, I was 14, 13, and I would just go out until like 3, 4 in
Yeah,
the
you
morning,
never did
whatever.
drugs and stuff.
I've never gotten drunk.
See?
Well, I used to sneak out. I was 13, 14. I did drugs all the time.
Me too. Well, I didn't sneak out. I just did it.
No, my parents didn't let me, so I had to sneak out the front window of my house, and I would come back in. And I guess if there was one day that my dad blasted me in the chest, thinking he's trying to protect the house, I don't think I could blame him. I'm like, well, I guess it's my bad for fucking going out in the first place.
I mean, I would lie to like my parents. Well, mostly my mom, because my dad didn't really care. He's totally Americanized. But my mom, she'd just be like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to a friend's house. And they're like, which friend? It's like, is it a boy or girl? I'm like, oh, it's a girl. I was like, is it? I was like, maybe. I mean,
Maybe he had a sex change.
I was a really bad liar, but I mean, over the years or like over the time, I thought about it, I was like, you know what, it's really not worth lying to your parents because they question you for a reason and it's because they can't trust you. So I mean, if you tell them straight, it's like, hey mom, I'm going to totally go and hang out with a friend. It's like, oh, boy or girl? It's like, it's a boy. How do you know this person? It's like, oh, it's just a friend from high school. Like, do you like him? It's like, no, we're just hanging out as friends. And it's like, okay. It's like, I'm for real. It's like, oh, okay. All right, then you go have fun with your friend. Like, as long as you're truthful with them, like, then they'll be cool with it. You know, they can trust you.
Yeah, and I think, well, the reason why my parents always wanted to know where I was, just in case something happened to me. If I was to lie to them, like, they wouldn't know. And back then, like, well, when I was 14, not now, but when I was 14, I didn't have a phone back then, so they wouldn't know who to call. She probably has a phone, but what I'm saying is, you know, like, there's no harm in just telling the truth.
It's really hard. It's really hard though when you're like 13. I'm like, hey mom, I'm gonna go out and do some drugs, probably game bang, steal some stuff, and then break into a car and come home. Is
It
that okay?
depends on how reasonable your parents are. Because some parents don't listen to reason, and your parents probably understand logic.
My parents don't.
Yeah.
Because her parents thought like she was innocent, and her parents thought she was gonna participate in activities that I was doing.
Yeah. I didn't do drugs when I wanted to hang out.
So she's guilty before even committing the crime.
My
Someone wants
parents,
Bambi or
they always
something.
thought that I was just gonna go out and start boning people when like, that's not at all what all I wanted to do was just go to my friend's house. Like I told her all the info and it just got to the point where it was like, no. And I'm like, wait, what? You can even be there. And it was like, no,
No, I don't want to
God,
see you bone
fuck
anybody.
you then.
She's like, I just want to go and bake cookies. And it turns into, you're gonna cook crack and fucking smoke and
Pretty
have
much.
an orgy.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the kind of parties they used
So
to
that's
have.
what I told my mom. I'm like, you guys don't trust me because you guys are shady doing the crazy shit when you are my age.
They're like, remember back in 73? She's like, we can't let our daughter go out.
For real, I wouldn't. For real.
Okay, well, I guess my parents are pretty reasonable, but my mom has gotten very lenient over the years.
Yeah, the older you get, they just
yeah.
have to let you go.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends on how strict your parents are, because it's tough. Like if you grew up in like a family like Gio's, like I had church friends that was like that. Like they were like
sucked.
they just couldn't go out, and then everyone was a bad influence to those kids, and like everything was like fear and rules and shit. And you had families like mine that just it was like. Or Olivia's, where it's just like, yeah, do whatever, just be honest with me.
Oh, I love that.
Well, and then instill good values. You know, it's like I knew that like alcohol is bad, drugs are bad, or whatever.
Yeah, your parents did really.
Except for
I
me.
think your parents did instill a lot of good values because they were really free. Yet you made the right choices.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't mind if my kid parties at like 14 if they're like just if they know how to have good willpower against certain things, you know? Like, hey, let's have a fucking orgy.
In crazy wife news,
Those are always fun.
wife downloads kiddie porn in attempt to frame her husband.
What the fuck? That is crazy.
Kiddie porn, like kitty.
They call it kitty porn. Kids.
Oh no!
Yeah.
How did she even find it?
Why don't you just divorce him? Like
I know.
Like a normal person.
She's just twisted. She's shady.
That's pretty twisty.
That means she had to look, like actively look for kid porn.
Yep.
And then download it.
That sounds like Korean girlfriend news. I don't know. Some of them are kind of shady. I had a couple of them, so I don't know.
Okay, so in August, Mary Jane Woods, 42, went to the police station in Indiana, Pennsylvania to report that her husband sexually abused children and also had child pornography on his computer. The police began investigating, where they later learned that the images had been downloaded onto the computer on August 11th. But the problem is that the husband left in July.
Ooh.
You didn't think this through, crazy
I
bitch.
know. So apparently, Woods and her husband Matthew were having marital issues, which was probably maybe because of she's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so she was charged with a felony count for downloading child porn, as well as 40 counts of lying about alleged abuse involving her husband.
40? Where did she get
Damn.
40? Holy shit. So it was like multiple stories?
She's like the epitome of crazy.
How does she even think about like kiddie porn? Like, what was that like her first thing on the list of trying to get her husband in trouble?
Well, I think she would also just shame him if she, nailed the case, you know? Just put him
So
to
not only does she want him in jail, she wants him to be like embarrassed or
shame.
like.
Yeah, just put him to shame.
Seriously, why did you marry that guy? Like, why did you guys marry each other?
They probably just thought each other was hot as fuck, and then like a couple years later, they're like, "Fuck, I hate you."
Now I'm gonna download some kiddie porn on the computer.
Never lived together for a while, some shit like that. Didn't get to know each other.
They were married.
Yeah, they were married, and then I guess they separated in July. But then she tried to frame him around August.
Wait, they already separated?
Yeah.
And she's still trying to come back for revenge?
Because remember the evidence was downloaded on like around August 11th,
Yeah.
and the dude left in July.
Maybe it's like, "I'll show you to leave me," and then she goes, "Ah." Summed up, it's like, "I'm gonna get my shit, watch, girls," and then it's like, "Ah." She's all like, "Go to church."
So she's charged with the felony.
Yeah, she's charged with a felony.
Well, yeah, she was looking
She
at kiddie
actively
porn.
looked for the kitty porn.
Yeah, don't be living in the past. If you guys separated, just move forward with your life.
Good job for the guy, man. He walked out with it.
Good job, man.
Yeah, good
That fool
job.
probably is happy as fuck because he got his girlfriend in trouble without even doing anything. He's so stupid she got herself in trouble. Or her wife.
Wife.
Baby, he's like, "See, I knew it would come around one day." Can you imagine the type of abuse this fool had to go through? Like
verbal
emotional, mental abuse.
These girls though that are like cuckoo, they're like they stay and do some weird shit.
Yeah, and if you leave, they get crazy.
But if you stay, they're still crazy.
What if like she already had her own issues of her own, like since she was younger? Maybe she was molested when she was
I
younger.
mean, it's possible.
Yeah, but why does she have to fucking burden her husband with that bullshit? Go to a goddamn psychologist
Yeah,
and fix
probably
yourself.
psychologist.
Maybe because girls can't like physically overcome guys, so they have to figure out creative ways, clever ways to get back at them.
Yeah.
Like surfing kitty porn to try to frame them.
But that's just wrong. You shouldn't try to do these conniving things.
I don't even think I could just sit there to like frame him to like watch it. Like that would fucking break my heart. Like to see that. How did she sit through that? And like, all right, cool.
She doesn't browsing with her eyes closed. She typed in kitty porn on Google and then she started clicking. And then hopefully it downloaded. She looked, it was downloading. Okay, cool.
Well, clearly she's immoral, so she probably was like keeping her eyes open the whole time.
She does sound like a heartless bitch.
A prisoner can't take the Arctic temperature, so he turns himself in.
Wait, he ran away?
He ran away and he turned himself back in.
How long before he turned himself back in?
It was probably like a day. It was one day.
I'm out, bitch. Hold up, dog. Hold on a second.
Fucking genius.
My God.
Okay, maybe a day and a half.